It's Sunday, September 1st, 2024. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. I was going through some news this morning. I thought I would share this with all of you. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe. Make sure that you share these videos everywhere. And thanks for really tuning in the last couple days. With what is happening with the homeless, the food banks. There was a lot of interest in those videos, and we're going to see more of it, unfortunately, as the economy continues to crumble here in the United States of America. Unfortunately, I don't think there's really anything at this point that is going to stop it. I was having a coffee with Coach Lionel last night, and he just said that we're past the point of no return, that this is impossible to fix with what's happening with our morality, our society, our economy, all of it. Politically, it's just impossible to fix at this point. And he may be right. I'm praying for a miracle. I know he's praying for a miracle. What do you think? Can this be fixed at this point, or are we just going down with the ship? Let me know your thoughts on that. Here's one from Fox Business. Fed interest rate cuts won't help your credit card debt. They're saying here the average rate right now on a credit card is 20.76%. If you're using a retail card, those rates are as high as 31.99%. But for people who are carrying credit card debt, they're going to be out of luck if they think that 25 basis points, if these rate cuts are going to affect their credit card interest rate at all. It's not going to. Don't expect the Fed to ride to your rescue, ladies and gentlemen. We may see mortgage rates come down a little bit more. Personal loans may come down. Auto loans may come down a little bit. But they're still going to be very, very high. What's not coming down fast enough are prices. We need to see prices come down. Nobody's talking about that. All I hear about on the news every day is we need rates to come down, we need mortgage rates to come down, we need interest rates to come down, and we need rates to come down on everything so people can go and pay for an overpriced F-150, they can go pay for an overpriced car, they can overpay for a house. We need to see prices of this come down. CBS News, Chicago faces $982 million budget shortfall for 2025, Mayor Brandon Johnson says. Why is this? Well, as we've talked about this for years now, people and businesses are leaving cities like Chicago, so tax revenues are down. People and businesses took their tax base and they went to other states. And now you have this huge deficit, this massive shortfall in Chicago. And how are they going to make up for it? Probably they're going to come after the people, the residents of Chicago. They're going to raise property taxes, sales taxes. This is what they always do. If you're in Chicago, if you're in the state of Illinois, you need to get out. And look, I know a million people are going to write and say, I need to get out of this state. Trust me, I'm working on it. I'm looking at houses every day. I'm getting my ducks in a row. I'm getting everything ready. Look, you probably noticed that even the clothes I'm wearing is very limited. Most of my clothes are packed. Most of the house is already packed, sitting in storage. I want to move, but I'm not going to just overpay for something. I'm not going to just jump into something that I don't really want just to get out. It has to be the right property at the right price. Most of this market, even in areas of the South that I'm looking at, are still very, very overpriced. So just waiting this out a little bit, and trust me, I want to get out of the state of California as fast as I can. 94 U.S. banks burdened by uninsured deposits, risk of bank runs. Check this out. 94 out of 1,023 banks with more than $1 billion in assets reported a 50% or higher ratio of uninsured deposits to total deposits. How does this make you feel? I don't think people understand just how fragile the banking system is right now, and that, you know, the FDIC insures about 1 cent for every dollar of deposits. So if this thing breaks loose and we see bank runs, people are going to be in very, very big trouble. And here's another group of people who could be in trouble. People with pensions. I was reading an article this morning. By the end of the third quarter, U.S. pension plans, public and private, stood at negative $6.18 trillion. That's with a T. $6.18 trillion. No amount of fancy accounting, it says, no amount of fancy accounting footwork can bring these obligations into a realm where they can be fulfilled. So I think you've got to be aware that your pensions could go bust. Your pensions, your benefits could disappear at some point down the road here. I hope it doesn't happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but negative $6.18 trillion. Why is that? Well, you had the dot-com fiasco. Remember, your pensions are invested in these markets. You had the dot-com fiasco, you had the great financial crisis, and you're going to have the greatest depression on earth coming at some point. And I think that is getting very, very close. And when that happens, that negative 6.18 trillion turns into a negative 12 trillion or more. So a lot of people who believe that the banks are sound, a lot of people believe that their pensions are sound, their pensions are going to be there, their Social Security is going to be there. These people better put the Kool-Aid down. They better wake up, and they need to be making some sort of preparations. I think that we're going to come to a point that when people finally realize what has happened, it's going to be too late, and people will be left homeless. They will be left holding the bag. They will be left on their own, and unfortunately, most people have no way to survive at that point because they have absolutely nothing. Nothing but that pension. They put nothing away. They've entrusted the system to be there for them. And that's probably one of the biggest mistakes you can make. And if I give you any advice at all today, it would be do not trust the system. Your Social Security, your pensions, your banks, do not trust the systems, because more than likely, from what I can see right now, all of this is going to collapse. The hedge today, Harris is going to drive gold to $10,000. What do you think about that? I think it's very possible. Why is that? Well, her plans, it says here, will cause higher deficits and more inflation. And look, we're not going to get political here, right, left, in the middle. This is just what we know. Her plans are going to cause more inflation. Why? Because she's talking about giving new home buyers $25,000, which means the price of a house would go up $25,000. She wants to go after grocery stores and have the government control food and food prices. What do you think that that's going to do? That's going to cause a monopoly. That's going to cause prices to go up. You can never trust the government to run anything. Any business that they touch, they destroy and mismanage, and prices go up. She wants to prevent oil companies from drilling. When you have a limited amount of oil, what do you think is going to happen? Prices go up. But remember, the biggest driver of them all, rule her out, she'll be part of it if she wins. The biggest driver will be central banks. This is very interesting. I read this today. Central banks are buying 1 out of every 10 ounces of gold being mined. Let me repeat that. Central banks are buying 1 out of every 10 ounces that is being mined around the world right now. If you don't have gold, if you don't have silver, you should probably have some stuff. You should probably have some of this. Gold and silver have a 5,000-year history. They've never gone to zero. Never gone to zero. They will never, ever go to being worthless. You should own some of this stuff. If you need some help, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. Go wherever you want to go. Go to your favorite coin dealer. Go to your favorite retailer, wherever you have to go. But I think it's important to own some of this stuff. What do you think about that? And this isn't financial advice, but I think it's important to own stuff outside of the system, physical assets that you can get to, that you can touch, that have a 5,000-year history, not a couple 100-year history, as some believe. No, it's 5,000 years of history. This is God's money. 49ers, now shifting gears here a little bit. As we're just chilling out this Labor Day weekend, 49ers Ricky Pearsall in good spirits after he was shot in the chest. He was released from the hospital, I believe, today. I think this incident happened yesterday, 3:30 p.m. in the Union Square area, San Francisco. He was wearing a Rolex watch. He was accosted by a young man around 17 years old. And I guess they got into a dispute. Both of them landed up in the hospital. But this is absolutely another shocking example of just this breakdown in society, that you cannot even walk around now with a nice watch at 3:30 in the afternoon. Last week I was talking about the two gentlemen in Fashion Island, Newport Beach, one with a Rolls-Royce SUV, the other one with a Ferrari. One robbed of his wallet and watch, and then they tried to rob the guy of his Ferrari. He took off. They blew his back window out. I mean, this is happening. These type of crimes are happening in some of the wealthiest areas of the United States of America. Look, I don't watch football. I don't support it. I wish Ricky well. I hope he recovers 100%. But that's quite an injury, so he's probably going to be out for a while. Here's another one. This is absolutely appalling. Another reason why I despise Walmart. Never shop at Walmart. I know some people have to. It's the only game in town for them. Starsky and Hutch Walmart worker fired after he gets stabbed trying to stop shoplifter. This happened in beautiful Aurora, Colorado. They're always making the news, aren't they? One of the theft busky duo that they call Starsky and Hutch, he stopped one of the regulars who was well known for theft at the store, followed her to her car. He said the gentleman was very small, weighed about 105 pounds. As he was trying to stop her, he had stabbed him in the arm. So what happens a week later? Well, this gentleman is fired from Walmart. Walmart fired him for stepping in, doing his job. What does this tell you about Walmart? More so, what does it say about society where we just now accept that people can walk into a store, take whatever they want? Why do the prices keep going up? We want to blame the retailers for gouging, but think about all the theft that is going on at these stores. The billions of dollars of theft every year going on, and prices are going up. People don't realize when stuff gets stolen, insurance costs goes up, the price of those retail goods go up, we pay more. So I don't think it's so much the price gouging. I think it's a lot of the theft. It's labor costs and a whole bunch of things, right? But theft is costing the consumer a lot of money. But what do you think about Walmart firing this gentleman for doing his job, for stepping in and not allowing another person to steal from this Walmart? You know, how's he rewarded? He's rewarded with losing his job. It's a disgrace. Walmart is absolutely a disgrace. This is disgraceful. This from the Daily Mail. Gentle autistic tree surgeon, 27 years old, was shot in the back and killed by stranger with 8 felonies after telling him to stop beating his girlfriend. I mean, this is so sad. And his mother just spoke so highly of this kid stepping in, asking this loser not to beat his girlfriend. Just asked him to stop and walked away and got shot in the back. Again, the killer had multiple convictions, was out on bail for 2 other charges. This happened in a Cubs food parking lot in Minneapolis at 11 a.m. This happened a while ago. I think this guy is going to do some time. I think they prosecuted him, but I was just reading it today, and it's so sad. Looked like a nice kid just eating a sandwich in his car when he heard a woman screaming, and he actually got out of his car and did something, and he paid for it with his life. And why did the court system allow this guy with 8 felonies to be walking out there in the general public to do this to another human being? This is absolutely unacceptable. You got to be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. I just see so much road rage going on. I see so many people just losing it. The prisons are packed. The courts are going easy on crime. They're letting these people out. You don't know who you're rubbing shoulders with. You don't know, who you're walking by. It's just not worth it. Avoid confrontation at all costs. So I'm going to leave it there today, but I just wanted to go over some of these articles with all of you. It's it's a Labor Day weekend. God bless this country. Pray for a miracle. So much happening. As the markets open back up on Tuesday, we'll see what's going on. But you never know what's going to happen Monday. You don't know what we could be in store on a Monday. Things always happen on a Monday on a 3-day weekend, right? So be careful out there. I know that there's a lot of people out there enjoying the weekend as you should. Enjoy it with family and friends. Thank God that you have family, friends. Don't take that for granted at all. Spend quality time with people. Take some time, add to your preps. Also take time, add to the weak links that you need to tighten up. And again, spend some quality time with your family members, and spend a little time thanking God for everything you have, and pray for this country. I know people are watching football games. People will get very, very complacent. Football's back. People, they got college football, they got pro football. People are watching their baseball games. And so people are going to get very, very complacent. But there are people behind the scenes doing everything in their power to make sure that you're miserable, to make sure that, you lose your job, your house. They're doing everything they can to bring the U.S. economy down. People are struggling more and more. I've never seen it this bad in my life. If you haven't seen the video from a few days ago, the longest food line we have ever seen, go back and check that video out. I just think about all the stuff that's going on and how people just ignore it, watching football and baseball and basketball games, and yet their pensions are at risk. The money in their banks is at risk. Their futures are at risk. Their kids are at risk. Everything they've worked for, their homes, everything is at risk. And people just ignore it. They can't handle the truth. They can't handle the negativity. They'd rather go hang out at a baseball game or a football game. If people keep doing that, they're going to get what they deserve. They're going to get wiped out. They will get what they deserve. If people just want to ignore what is happening, they're going to get what they deserve. And unfortunately, the whole country is going to pay the price. So we all got to get in the game. We all got to put some skin in the game. We all need to be paying attention. We all need to be concerned. Why wouldn't you? This is the biggest game in the world, not some football game, not some baseball game. Right now, what is being played out in front of your eyes is the biggest game in the world, and you're in this game. These football players and baseball players don't care about who you are. They don't know your name. They could care less. You're in this game. Everything you own, everything you've worked for, everything that you're attached to is in this game, and people don't realize that. You could wake up tomorrow and be completely wiped out, and then people will care. Be proactive, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be reactive. This is the time to be extremely proactive. Get in this game. Stop worrying about, adult men running around with a football or throwing a baseball. You need to get in the most important game on planet Earth right now, because you're actually in this game. You're not in the football game. You're not in the baseball game. You're in this game. Everything that you have is invested in this game. And you may say that you're not in the stock market, but your pension is, your Social Security is, your retirement fund is, the company you work for is. I mean, people just don't get it. Everything is so tied together, and they just don't understand that. I'm going to leave it there today. I don't want to rant. Have a wonderful weekend. Most of all, be extremely careful out there. Be exercising situational awareness. Be paying attention. And we'll just see how all this plays out. And hopefully we see a miracle and things get better. But just going out a few days ago with Enrique, things are not getting better. They're getting worse. And they're unfortunately going to continue to get worse. So be careful out there. Thanks for tuning in today. Please like, share, and subscribe. As always, I look forward to speaking to each and every one of you. God bless.